Hello and welcome to
So You Think You Can Stutter.
I'm Emma.
I'm Holly.
And I'm Paul.
And the purpose of this video is to teach you a little bit more about stuttering. We're going to do some demonstrations on how to stutter, and we encourage you to practice along with us. So pause the video if you need to. First, we're going to go over stuttering disfluencies. I'm going to explain part word and whole word repetitions first. A part word repetition is when the first part of a word is repeated. It could be one time, it could be many times, like this. Ball or ball. Holly, would you like to demonstrate that in a sentence?
Sure. Paul, do you like ice cream? What's your favorite flavor?
That was good.
Very nice, Holly.
Yeah. Next is whole word repetition, and that's when the whole word is repeated. It could be once, like I, or it could be more, like I. Paul, do you want to take this one?
Sure. I do like ice cream. My favorite is chocolate.
That's cool, Paul. Next, we're going to do dysrhythmic phonations. A dysrhythmic phonation is where you have a long block before the word. Emma, can you try that out?
Sure. I want you to notice the tension that I feel when I'm in a block. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Did you watch the game last night?
I did actually. Paul, can you try another word or another part of a dysrhythmic phonation is a pitch break? Do you want to try that one out?
I'd be happy to.
All right.
Can you call me in the morning?
That's awesome, Paul. That was a really good job.
Thanks.
That's the end of our stuttering disfluencies.
Okay.
Next, we have normal disfluencies. These are disfluencies that everyone has in their speech, like interjections. Interjections are words like and but. Holly, you want to demonstrate a sentence for us?
Sure. I have like a lot of homework, Paul.
Very nice.
Good. Next we have revisions and abandonments. When making a statement, the person starts the phrase, stops and start over saying it completely different, or an abandonment and completely abandons the statement. Paul, why don't you go ahead and demonstrate a revision for us?
Sure. Let's go to the store.
Great. And Holly, do you want to demonstrate an abandonment?
Sure. Last weekend remember the time we went to Bob's?
I do.
Alright, next is phrase repetitions, and that's where a whole phrase is repeated. Emma, can you show them what that's like?
Sure. I went to the store. I went to the store to get some milk. And now it's time for
Stuttering with the Stars! Nice.
So this is Moses. He's probably the oldest documented person who stutters, and he was said to be thick of tongue.
Clara Barton was the founder of the Red Cross.
Winston Churchill was the former Prime Minister of Great Britain.
And our own Vice President, Joe Biden.
I'm going to cue it with a few actors.
Some famous actors include Samuel L. Jackson, James Earl Jones, Bruce Willis, and Marilyn Monroe.
A few famous athletes include Reuben Carter, the Hurricane, who was a boxer,
and musician Carly Simon, who is a singer-songwriter. Hi, now we're going to demonstrate some speech modifications. Paul, why don't you start us out with easy onsets?
Easy onsets are when you begin a word easily and slowly with a puff of breath through your vocal cords. Turn on your airflow through your vocal cords before you speak. It kind of sounds like an H. Holly, you want to give us a shot?
Sure. Emma, how about you ask me a question and I'll try it out?
Okay. Holly, how was your weekend? Was it fun?
My weekend was fun, but it wasn't really long enough. Now we're going to do light contacts. Light contacts are where you softly touch your articulators before you do the sound. It kind of releases some of the tension. Alright, Emma, how about you try that one out?
Okay. Do you think I can borrow your pen?
Of course you can borrow my pen.
Nice work, guys.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah. Now we're going to talk about sliding. And it's a prolongation that is used when only the initial sound is able to be articulated and the system is just waiting for the rest of the word. Holly and Paul, do you want to go ahead and demonstrate that one for us?
Sure.
Yep.
Paul, what's your favorite season?
I like spring.
That was good, you guys.
Thanks.
Thanks. Next we have bouncing. Bounces are like syllable repetitions that are exaggerated at the beginning of a word with an easy onset. You want to do this with a pause between segments. Emma, why don't you give this one a try?
Okay. I think I'm going to buy pizza for dinner.
I want to get pizza too.
Nice bouncing, you guys.
Thanks. That was fun.
The next one is slow speech. Slow speech involves elongating the vowels while you're speaking and extending the pauses between your words. Emma, you want to try that out?
Sure.
Or Paul?
Paul, let's do it together.
Okay. What are you going to do today?
Just hang out with friends and family and my dog.
You just love your dog.
I do. And you know what? That is kind of hard. It's harder than you think it is.
It takes practice.
Yeah. It's hard to not sound so drowned out and monotone.
Remember, if you want to pause the video at any time to practice these techniques, you can.
Welcome to Fact or Fiction. Here's our first one. Fact or fiction, everyone stutters. The answer is...
Fiction!
Fiction. People have normal disfluencies, but not everybody stutters.
Fact or fiction, people who stutter can spontaneously recover.
Fiction!
Studies have reported that approximately 65% of preschool children who stutter will spontaneously recover. This recovery will occur within at least 2 years of the onset of stuttering. The spontaneous recovery rate drops off to about 18% for the children who have stuttered for 5 years or more.
Go. Fact or fiction, people who stutter are less intelligent than people who don't.
Fiction!
Fiction, there's no link between stuttering and intelligence.
Fact or fiction, stuttering is contagious.
Fiction!
Fiction, you cannot catch stuttering.
Fact or fiction, you're not fluent because you're just not trying hard enough.
Fiction!
Fiction. Stuttering is variable from day to day. The tools you use to keep fluent might help some days and might not help other days.
Fact or fiction, stuttering will hold you back in life.
Fiction!
Fiction, people who stutter are just as capable of doing things as other people. Do you remember the famous people who stutter?